If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
So today we have to finish our module number 4 and we have to jump into DP203. So listen to, we have to start our session. Okay. So let us wait a couple of minutes and meanwhile I want to check with everyone. Hope you are referring learning path. Hope you started implementing your labs of DP900.
Yeah, yes.
All right, thank you so much. What about other participants? Kadimi, Kurtika, Payal, Rakesh, Kajal, Radha, Mayuk, Rushikesh. Have you started implementing DP900 labs?
Sorry, Suketu, I didn't get you. Can you please repeat once?
I'm asking everybody whether you started implementing these hands-on labs whenever you get time.
No, Suketu, actually, yesterday I hadn't got time, so today I am.
Okay. Sure, Mayuk. Please, today I will request you to spend time and try to implement that on labs. See, labs are not much lengthy compared to other courses. These fundamental course labs are not much time taking. So I think 2-3 hours you will complete all the labs.
Yes, so just one thing, I saw that expected time frame they have kept as 15 minutes. Like I have seen.
That is actually tentative timing. But when you launch your scalable lab VM, which is generally provided by Microsoft, the hands-on lab environment, they provide 1 hour 15 minutes per lab. So these particular tentative timings are those who are familiar with this all technologies. They can quickly deploy, quickly load the data, quickly run the queries. So if you do that everything quickly, it will take 15 minutes. But in our case, we are learning. So it will take per lab, my experience, 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that you can ignore. That you can ignore.
So Suketu, one update actually. Yesterday, me and Sarni was working with the IT team, with our TCS IT team.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
so they clearly mentioned like in TCS laptops, okay, only TCS IDs will work. No other IDs will work.
But RDP port, they should at least open RDP, virtual machine access.
Okay, so no, my question is, so can we redeem our promo code using our TCS ID?
No, sir. Because see, your TCS ID having a lot of restrictions. Because see, your TCS ID is already part of some Azure Active Directory. So if that TCS email ID is part of the TCS Enterprise Azure Active Directory, that TCS Azure Active Directory administrator provided you a lot of restrictions. So that restrictions also will be applicable to the subscriptions which you redeem using that same email ID. So in some labs, not all the labs, but in some lab you will get issues with the access control, with the identity. So Microsoft never recommend to use any official email ID to use this sponsorship subscription.
Yeah, even Sharni also mentioned same thing. I mean, don't use.
Yes.
Hi, Suketu.
Hi, who is this?
So, I just tried all corners. I could see that the approval for the sites will be allowed, but personal IDs or new IDs, those would be still restricted within TCS. I mean,
But
the
no
sites
problem.
that
No problem, ma'am. Another very good option I share with everybody. If it at least they could connect to virtual machine on cloud, RDP port, only RDP port. So if they are able to connect to the virtual machine, then they can actually use that virtual machine, and inside that virtual machine we have very high speed open internet connectivities. That should not be a problem, right, Sudhakar and everybody yesterday?
Yeah, I got your point. Yes, I mean, VM, yeah, it is not, I think it will work for my understanding as well. Yes.
Yes,
see
yes.
both the port opening firewall request as well as the individual site access request, both has been raised and are both with the network team to operate on. So if both of them are implemented, I think their TCS IDs should be valid for opening the websites.
I know
And
TCS
the
having some guest Wi-Fi or something, ma'am, which is having open internet connectivity. In some TCS premises where we deliver
Yes, the Wi-Fi is there, but that is inside the TCS premises.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
So there also, I mean, I have raised both the requests.
Sure, sure.
The one with the TCS ID and the ability to access the websites, restricted sites, that will be enabled today. And port opening, it's still with the network team. So I'm following up with them to see if this port opening can happen. Then they can access the VM.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much for all your help. Thank you.
Parallelly, you all can try it out. Try your hands on your
personal computer.
laptops. Yes. Don't waste time.
Thank you, ma'am. And everybody, let us jump into lesson number 2 now. Everybody is with me, right? Devashish, Yogesh. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Now, yesterday I started DP900. You know, that is Azure Data Fundamental, and in that course, I was talking about data, you know, or what data engineer do, what data admin do, what data professional do, you know, structured data, semi-structured data, unstructured data, what are the different data and storage options available in these all three types. And then slowly we jump into Microsoft Azure Data Engineering Services, Microsoft Azure Database and Storage Services, right? Like Azure Storage, Cosmos DB, SQL DB, right? That all we covered yesterday. I demonstrated also in my Microsoft Azure portal. I share many hands-on step-by-step lab guides also, so that you can also, dirty your hands to implement all these labs. Now, another different technology I'm going to discuss today in this module, which is real-time analytics, real-time streaming and real-time analytics. So let us understand basic of batch processing and stream processing first of all, right? After that, we will jump into Microsoft Azure offerings of this technology. So data processing is simply conversion of raw data to meaningful information through process. So there are two general ways. Either you can do batch processing or you can do stream processing. So you can process the data using batch processing also, stream processing also. Batch processing, in which what happens? Multiple data records are collected. And it will be stored before being processed together in a single operation. So when you collect the data, you collect together all the data and then you process as a single operation. In a stream processing, what happens? In which your source data is constantly monitored like this. Like you can see this in this animation, right? The source data is constantly monitored and constantly processed also in real time. Whenever the new data event occur, We are constantly monitoring it. We are constantly processing it. That is for stream processing in simple word. The data is a process in near real time as it arrives. Fantastic service I'm going to cover in this module, which is Azure Stream Analytics. See, Microsoft Azure having many technology that you can use to implement real-time analytics of streaming data. Like number one, for real-time analytics of streaming data, Stream Analytics job. Azure Stream Analytics job is a fully managed service. Second, offerings, alternative, I can say, right? Spark structure streaming is also there. Now, who supports Spark structure streaming? Spark structure streaming. First, either you can create HD Insight cluster of Spark. You can use this. Second, yesterday I demonstrated Synapse Analytics. Remember everybody?
Yes.
Yesterday, yes. I demonstrated Synapse. So, in a Synapse, remember, I opened the studio of the Synapse, and in studio, I shown you analytical pool called Spark pool. And then I shown you one notebook, if you remember. That notebook you have to attach to this Spark pool. And you can execute your code cell on top of Apache Spark pool in Synapse, which is Microsoft implementation. So HD Insight is a number one. Apache Spark pool in Synapse is a number two. Another popular service yesterday I covered, that is Databricks. Azure Databricks. It is also optimized version of Apache Spark by Databricks runtime. Now, I also want you to introduce this other services, which is actually sending, which is an input of your stream analytics. This is sources of stream processing, I can say. Number one is Azure Event Hub. This is the Azure Event Hub. Now, Azure Event Hub is a managed service from Microsoft Azure, which is capable to ingest millions of events per second from variety of sources. It's a big data ingestion service, I can say. So this data ingestion service that you can use to manage queues of event data. And it will ensure each event is processed in order. So when you have devices, vehicles, sensors, machines, apps, field gateways, cloud gateways, any data which is coming from variety of sources to cloud, Azure Event Hub can ingest that big data, millions of events per second. It's a big data ingestion service, I can say. And that big data ingestion service is sending all the data as an input to your stream analytics job for monitoring and processing your stream processing in Azure Stream Analytics engine. Second input is IoT Hub. Azure IoT Hub is also Microsoft Azure service. And this is also data ingestion service. But this is optimized for managing event data for IoT devices. If you have any IoT devices, Azure Event Hub can ingest the data from IoT devices. Third, for example, you have continuously data which is coming in some blob storage or Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 2. That also can be input of stream analytics. Or one more thing which is not there, but you are all learning Azure Data Engineering. So that is why I'm sharing. It is Apache Spark. I don't know how many, Apache Kafka. How many know this Apache Kafka?
Yes, I was just going to tell you Apache Kafka.
So Apache Kafka is an open source data ingestion solution. What is that? It is open source because it's Apache. So it is open source data ingestion solution. Right? And generally in on-premises, those who are doing big data processing in a 2000 era, they are using this Apache Kafka with Apache Spark actually. You can also use Apache Kafka cluster in Azure HD Insight. You can create Kafka cluster here as well. So that is also the option I just want to share with you. Another, what are the different output options are available in Azure Stream Analytics? Right, Azure Event Hub, number one. That also you can use to queue your all the process data for further downstream processing. All the process data you can also send as a output to your Azure Blob Storage or Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 2. Or if it is structured data, you can put it in the SQL database. Or you can put it into Synapse Analytics or dedicated SQL pool. Or you can use that in Azure Databricks. Or you can actually create some live visualizations on Power BI. You can use to generate real-time data visualizations and reports and dashboards using Microsoft Power BI. Many Azure functions, everything. These are all outputs are configurable in Azure Stream Analytics. So let me talk about this service. Come back to this. This service is for complex event processing, right? And it is doing analysis of your all the streaming data. So you can ingest the data, you can process the data. To process the data, you can write query, select, project, aggregate all the data and everything, and then you can write that result of your output to these many output options which I share with you. And once you start this stream analytics query, it will run perpetually, processing new data and it arrives in the input and it will store the result in the output real time, near real time. So you go to Microsoft Azure portal, you create Azure Stream Analytics job, you configure your input, you configure your output, write your query and everything, and then you can start this Azure Stream Analytics complex event processing engine. Another beauty of this service is what? The query is expressed using structured query language, SQL syntax. You can use SQL syntax as well here, which is very familiar by many of your team members. So if your stream process requirement is a complex or it is resource intensive, you can also take benefit of scalability in Azure Stream Analytics job. So that is why it is fully managed service. Of course, scalability is there. Now, another service nowadays everybody started using, that is Azure Data Explorer. This is actually the independent standalone Azure service for efficiently analyzing your data. And this service is also encapsulate a runtime in Azure Synapse Analytics. So this is also nowadays integrated in Synapse Analytics. That means in Synapse Studio itself, you can create Data Explorer pool, right? That is called Azure Synapse Data Explorer, which will help you to build and manage your analytical solution that combine your SQL, Spark, and Data Explorer analytics in a single workspace. So see, data is ingested into Data Explorer through many connectors. There are connectors. And that will help you to quickly ingest the data from a wide variety of data sources. Either it is a static data source or it is a streaming source, anything. And that all ingested data is stored in some table, in a Data Explorer table, where automatic indexing will be taken care by, so that you can get high performance query from Microsoft. And then you can query the table. And to query your table, you can use very popular Pusto query language, KQL. It's a simple language to learn. This is KQL language. And this is a language that is specifically optimized for fast read performance. So this is also the service, which is where you can use this. So particularly when you have all the telemetry data, which I told you yesterday, log events and metrics and everything, the telemetry data that include timestamp. Every telemetry data having specific timestamp, right? Like it can be any log file, or it can be any IoT device messages. You know, some devices are sensors. You know, you have a lot of sensors. That all sensors are collecting temperature data, for example. It is collecting temperature data, it is collecting humidity data, it is collecting Richter scale data. It is collecting some any data which is detected by sensors. And that all data having timestamp. That all data you can have in Azure Data Explorer, and you can directly write these Gusto queries to analyze that all the data. So this is also a different service which is there. Now I have a question for everybody. Would you please answer? Try to answer, please. Everybody should attend this. Okay. Question number 1 answer. Everybody attended. Very good. Fantastic. So question number 1, answer number 1. Question number 2, answer number 2. Question number 3, answer number 3. Absolutely fantastic. Now, let me actually the attendance I will take later. Yeah, this is my Microsoft Azure portal. And I want to share one very good lab also with everybody. Whenever you get time, you can implement this lab. So in this lab, let me share this lab just for everybody's reference. Like this. Okay. Now, I'm demonstrating something different. Listen to me very carefully. I'm just checking one lab scenario so that I can show you how that Azure Stream Analytics job is working. Give me 1 minute. So there is one scenario which I am going to show you. What exactly I'm going to implement here for you. That scenario.
Suketu, there is hi Suketu.
Yeah, hi, this is
Prabal this side.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
what I assume that Azure Stream Analytics is something like AWS Kinesis.
I don't know anything about AWS, so sorry, I cannot compare anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know AWS. I don't know. I am working on Microsoft Azure since last 9 years continuously.
Okay.
So yeah, I think you can check some technical community architectures where they will give you some highlight about AWS services. So I'm talking about this Azure Stream Analytics, and where generally what we do in our TCS also we do some IoT trainings. So in TCS IoT trainings, what we do, we have some Raspberry Pi 2, Pi 3 devices. And then we have all the GPIO boards, and then we used to connect that all the sensors that with that GPIO pins and everything. And then this Raspberry Pi 2 or Pi 3 device is having UWP applications. UWP application is Universal Window Platform application, because Raspberry Pi 3 having Windows 10. We have Windows 10 for IoT devices also. So we used to install these UWP applications, and these all applications from Raspberry Pi 3, they are continuously, real time. They are ingesting millions of events per second to Azure event. Event Hub is there, which is actually front door or front gate of cloud, I can say, which is big data event ingestion service, I can say. So millions of events are coming from variety of devices, and this Raspberry Pi 3 will be act as a field gateway. Actually, this is your field gateway, I can say, and which is continuously ingesting data to Azure Event Hub. And Azure Event Hub is a big data ingestion, which is ingesting that all the millions of events per second. After that, our next it will come to our stream analytics. Here, this is your complex event processing engine. And here, what I want to do, I don't know, but I think many of you heard about Lambda architecture, right? Lambda architecture I can show you just for your knowledge. Give me a minute. Lambda architecture. Very interesting topic. That is why I just want to share with you. Lambda. Sometimes difficult to find a lot of. Yeah, you can see this architectures. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have this big data architectures. Yeah. This is actually, this is also a nice, I can say, big data architecture. Those who are new to this direction, for them, this is benefited, So big data architecture is actually designed to handle ingestion, processing, and analysis of data that is too large or complex for traditional database systems, Generally, threshold at which your organizations enter into the big data, that real difference. So depending on the capabilities of your user and their tools, they can do this. For some, it can mean hundreds of gigabytes of data. For somebody, it is a terabytes of data. For somebody, it is an exabyte of data. So there is no fixed definition of big data, right? So here you can see it's a standard, I can say, big data architecture. And most big data architecture is including some of this component. Most big data architecture, they have data source, they have data storage, they have batch processing, they have real-time message ingestion, they have stream processing, they have analytical data store, they have analysis, reporting, and they are also using some orchestration technology also behind, which is actually orchestrating everything together. Right. Coming back to the Lambda architecture, when you're working with very large data set, it can take a long time to run or sort of queries, that client needed. So these all queries cannot be performed in real time. Or sometimes it requires some algorithm like MapReduce job, in Hadoop clusters that will operate in parallel across all the data sets. Now there is one drawback, to this approach. If processing takes few hours, or maybe your query may return result that are several hours old. So you would likely to get some result in real time. And you can combine all the result with the result from the batch analytics. So what you can do, what Lambda architecture, which is actually proposed by Mr. Nathan Nars. So this architecture actually addresses this problem, by creating two separate paths. Here you can see there are two paths, hot path, cold path. Hot path and cold path, two separate paths are available. So all the data which is coming into this system goes through these two paths. This is called batch layer, this is called speed layer. This is called cold path, this is called hot path. Batch layer, this one is storing all the incoming data in its raw form. And then it will perform some batch processing on the data. So you collect the data, all the data is there, and then you perform some processing on top of that. In speed layer, what happens? It will analyze data in real time. It will not collect anything. It will analyze real time. And this particular layer is actually designed for low latency. Right? And of course, if you are having low latency, you have to compromise little accuracy, but always you can compare that accuracy later on with the batch processing. And after, in the batch layer, it will feed that all the data to your serving layer. And that will index your all these particular batch view for efficient query. But in the speed layer, what happened? In the speed layer, they will update this particular serving layer with incremental update based on the most recent data. So this is the difference between hot path and cold path. Correct, huh? That I just want to share with you. And in real-time processing, yeah, here for batch processing, see, for data storage, this many technologies comes into the picture. For batch processing, this many technologies comes into the picture. For analytical data store, we have these options. For orchestration, data factory or Synapse pipelines comes into the picture. And for real-time processing architectures, if you want to implement IoT Hub, Event Hub, Kafka, that comes under ingestion. Stream processing, stream analytics comes into the picture. Analytical data store are same, right? And here, I think there is no orchestration technology required because it is real time. So in that case, I want to share with you, or I want to compare this architecture. Here also we have two paths, cold path and hot path of Lambda architecture. In a cold path, what we will do, we will collect all the data here for later on batch process. So what is happening with your field? And in hot path, what happens? We will analyze data real time. If temperature is crossing certain threshold, there is something wrong. Boiler is going to blast. And if boiler is going to blast, there will be a human damage. So better you publish that immediately, that message to some enterprise messaging that will trigger some workflow, right? And then you can take appropriate actions real time. So Azure Blob Storage and Azure Service Bus, we are using as an output of Stream Analytics, and Event Hub is the input of Stream Analytics. And if you want to implement this, I will create resource that is called Stream Analytics. This is my Stream Analytics job. Here it is. I can create the same. And here I want to create the new resource group. Let's say IoT demo resource group something. And let's say this is my TCS stream job. Some unique name I have to provide. Okay. And I will simply review and create this Stream Analytics job, which is fully managed service available. Okay. So you just create this stream analytics job like this. Now I want Azure Event Hub. An Azure Event Hub namespace I am going to create in my Microsoft Azure portal. In the same resource group, let's say this is TCS Event Hub. So unique your TCS Event Hub I'm creating, right? Let it be a standard pricing tier, right? No auto scaling option required right now. Simply I need some unique name here. Yeah. So I will review and create this Azure Event Hub namespace in my Microsoft Azure portal. Another, as per my architecture, I need storage account also. Let's say this is my TCS storage temperature account, something. Let it be a local redundant storage. And I will create the storage account as per my architecture diagram. And for speed layer, for hot path, I want some messaging service bus. Let's say this is also your TCS service bus. TCS service bus namespace. Standard pricing tier. Simply I will review and create this TCS service bus namespace. Okay, so my architecture components, all the deployment successfully created. And now what I want to do is I want to see, I don't have right now that Raspberry Pi 3 and everything. So what I have to do, I have to actually write some simulated application. Okay, some simulated application in my Visual Studio, no problem. I can create some console application. Creating this local simulated application. Okay, console application. Just for example, let's say this is some console application in my local PC. Okay, and in this local console application, what I want to do, I want to add some managed NuGet packages for Azure Event Hub. So I'm looking for some client library which is having client library of Azure Event Hub. Azure Event Hub client library I'm installing in this console application. Yes. And here I am going to add a reference using Microsoft Service Bus messaging. Okay. And where I want to No, service bus receiver, I don't want. Sorry. I don't want this. I have other simulated application in my lab that I'm going to show you. Give me a minute. I want actually a simulated application for my event hub. I was having service bus, but that is not requirement. Give me a minute. Yeah, I need console application for temperature data. I want to generate some temperature data. So give me a minute. I have my example in my hands-on lab. Yeah, here I am actually generating some random temperature data. Is it good? And that data I want to send to Azure Event Hub. Okay, so looks good. And I need one more NuGet package for JSON. Newtons of JSON. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, using system. Looks good. Now here is my Azure Event Hub connection string I want. So in my Microsoft Azure portal, I have all my TCS components are ready. TCS Event Hub, TCS Service Bus, TCS Stream Analytics Job, TCS Storage Account. So this is TCS Event Hub. And here in this namespace, I will add one Event Hub. This is Event Hub. Let's say TCS Event. Okay, simple. And I want to review and create this TCS event. Right? And every TCS event hub namespace having this connection string. This is the connection string which I want to use in this simulated application. And here, what is your TCS event name? It is TCS event. TCS event. Looks good. It is randomly generating some temperature data as a simulated device application. And we are sending this all data to Azure Event Hub continuously in a milliseconds. Continuously. Now I have my TCS storage account. For the batch processing, I want to create some container, temperature container, cold temperature container. Let's say I want. And I need service bus queue for that hot path speed layer. Let's say this is my SB queue, service bus queue. It is enterprise messaging, broker messaging, PubSub mechanism. You can consider this service as anything. It's an enterprise messaging service. Now this is heart of my architecture, Azure Stream Analytics job. And this Azure Stream Analytics job, I have input. What input you want to add here? Azure Event Hub. Right? Put some alias name input. Select your existing event hub name. Select your TCS event hub namespace, TCS event, default consumer group. Your connection string is also there. Use existing connection string also. Everything you have to select from your subscription, from your event hub. And you just try to add this as an input. As per my Lambda architecture, how many output I have? First output is my blob storage. Let's say this is cold alias name. Which storage account? TCS storage account. Which container? TCS temperature cold container. And you have storage connection string. Simply, you just save this old alias block storage. Another alias, which is your service bus queue. This is your hot path. That is called, it is hot. Your subscription TCS service bus. Right? In TCS service bus, you have your SP queue, your existing service bus queue, and your TCS connection string. TCS service bus connection string, which I am gonna select here. Existing connection string of your namespace. Simply save this. And here I will actually write query for real-time analysis. Select star into cold from input. Can you explain me this query? What is the meaning of this? Very simple. Stream analytics structured query I provided everybody.
The cold data is copying to input for input table.
No.
No, from input to it is getting copied to cold.
Okay. Tabassum, Vasu, Subham, Rishikesh, any input here? Radha, Rakesh, Payal.
From input, it is getting copied into cold table.
Rutika,
we are copying data from input table to cold table, I think.
Input table? What is a table? There is no table.
I mean, from input storage to cold storage.
There is no storage. Input is not storage, my friends. Yogesh, Gautam, any highlight here? Isha, Kadimi, Kajal. Input, what is input? Input is not any table. Input is not any. It is event. It is event. Right? It is actually event hub. See? So input is your event hub. Input is the alias name of your event hub, which I configure here. Make sense? Look at this. This is your event hub. And what is cold? Cold is your
Stream
cold is your
storage.
Old path of Lambda architecture. It is storage account, blob storage account, container, right? Correct, no? Rishikesh, Rakesh, Payal, Mayuk, Kadimi. And hot is what? What is hot? Hot is Krutika, Prabal, any idea? What is hot? Debasis, Isha. What is your service bus? Just now I created now service bus queue. So here what we will send? We will send if your temperature is greater than some threshold, that message we will publish to your service bus to take further action. Right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Very good, very good. Now I am writing here something. Can you tell me what is the meaning of this? Second query. Now everybody should answer. Yeah.
Temperature is
Vasu, yeah. Vasudha.
So we are using a filtering condition. Whenever the temperature is greater than 29, it will copy from input and put it into hot.
Send the alert to that particular.
Yeah, Sudhakar and Mayur is good. So temperature, if it is crossing, then whatever the data which is coming from your event hub, that data we are sending to that particular event, temperature greater than 29 event, that event we are publishing to service bus as an enterprise message, so that it can trigger some function app or something to execute certain code or some workflow or something to shut off the wall of the boiler before it blasts. Something like that, right? Now I'm going to save this query. And when you save this query, you can come back to your stream analytics job and start your stream analytics job engine. And I want to start this stream analytics job engine like this. Right? Now, can you tell me this console application is publishing event to where? To whom? Kritika, Kaushik, Kadimi, Isha, Gautam, any idea? Yogesh, Devasis, Kajal. This event is publishing what and where? Vasudha, are you able to hear me, right, everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so please interact with me. Please interact. This application I created in where? In my local laptop, right? What I'm doing in this application?
So it will display the
Wait.
console.
Let everybody interact. Mike, sorry.
Yeah,
Let everybody interact. You know, I want everybody see if they are not able to answer this, is very difficult to start our DP203 session. That is why I want everybody to interact, right? The DP203 is advanced level exam certification that we are going to start after a couple of hours. If everybody is not responding this, then difficult for them to go for DP203 session. Please, everybody, can you give me an answer so that I can get idea? Okay, everybody is getting this. Whatever I'm explaining, whatever I'm demonstrating, it is making sense. Please interact. Yeah, one by one, please. What this console application is doing, could you please tell me? This console application is a very simple console application that I will run in my local laptop. What this will do? You can see here I have this event hub connection string, event hub. You know, here I am generating some temperature.
It will generate temperature continuously.
Mayuk and Sudhakar is right. They are generating temperature randomly. Some random temperature I'm generating and continuously sending that event data to Azure Event Hub. And Event Hub is sending that all the data to Stream Analytics job. And Stream Analytics job having that particular analysis queries, right? And then we have two paths, cold path and hot path, right, everybody? Correct now? Shubham, Rusikesh, Rakesh, Radha, Prabal, everybody, Payal. Yeah? Makes sense? Kritika, Kaushik, Kajal, Kadimi. Okay. Fantastic. So now let me run
this code is written in .NET, right?
C#, .NET.
C#, okay.
Because it is a console application now. So
Okay,
we need something.
But we can write in Python also, right? Python
Yes. Yeah, Python will be very easy. Yes, compared to C#, Python would be great option. Python, PHP is a great option. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. So here is my simple console application in my local machine, right? And this console application is continuously sending temperature data. It started sending the data visible here, everybody. Temperature. You know, 20, 22, 21, 32, 33, 34. Some are crossing threshold. Some event are crossing threshold. Not all. Make sense? Rakesh, Payal, Kadimi, Rusikesh. Yes or no? Vasu?
Yes.
Yeah. So you see this continuously, it is real time sending data. Correct now, Vasudha? Tabassum?
Yes.
Subha? Yeah, great.
Yes.
Yeah, great. So everybody is with me. Very good. Now, when you go to this Azure, this resource group, you can check whether this architecture is perfectly working. I can check that in the temperature container, blob storage container. See, I have that all the JSON data for batch processing visible. Look at this temperature data coming now in Azure cloud from my local laptop. It is a cold path. Look at this 160 plus 170, 180, 200 continuously it is increasing. See, this all temperature data is continuously coming. This is your real-time stream processing architecture, which I implemented just now, right? And here your service bus. Service bus will have only messages in the queue, which is crossing what amount, what value of temperature? We have 63 messages. Now 67. Now 69. 70, 71, 72. This messages, which messages are available in the service bus queue? Can you tell me? Subham, Rishikesh, Rakesh, Radha, Prabal, anybody? Payal, Pavani, Kritika, Kajal, Gautam,
Temperature greater than
Yogesh.
25?
Ah,
A temperature greater than 25?
temperature greater than 29, I guess.
Sorry, okay. Whatever.
Yeah,
it
no
is.
problem, no problem. Yeah, you are
Whatever.
right. You are right. Yeah, you whatever that threshold. Yeah, you are right. Absolutely right. Temperature greater than 32, 35 here. See, they are all greater than threshold. 34, 35 visible here. 33 visible. 32,
Yes.
34. See, all are crossing threshold only. All are crossing threshold only. So my entire architecture is working perfectly with a hot path and cold path. Both path of Lambda architecture I just implemented using Azure Stream Analytics job. So instead of this, data can come from any devices, any machines, any vehicles, any field gateway, any sensors, right? From anywhere data is coming to Azure Event Hub. Your Azure Stream Analytics job is capable to, do that real-time stream processing for you. Make sense, everybody? Very good. Thank you so much.
But
Everyone. And then, yeah.
In the command prompt, it is showing that less than 29 also. Right? In the command prompt, temperature greater than 29, right?
Greater than 29, yeah.
Yeah, but the command prompt you are showing that in that 22 also is there. Just now.
So that console application is generating data, simulated. Simulation means what? In console, I'm randomly generating data, randomly temperature data. So that randomly generated data can be anything, 20, 22, 23, 30, 35, 32, 34, right? That all data we are storing in blob storage. That is your input, right? This is your input. This is your input. Now here you have Event Hub. Event Hub is actually ingesting data. Now you are storing all data here. But that data, that temperature, which is crossing threshold, that event only you are publishing to queue, service bus queue. That is what I shown you in my architecture diagram in PPT slide. Correct, no?
Yes.
Yeah. So you got it right, Kaushik?
Yes, got it.
All right. Fantastic. Now, let us talk about data visualization. So data visualization, data modeling, data visualization is also an important part of data engineering. It is also I can say it is heart of BI, business intelligence, right? So every modern data analytics solution supporting this BI. And for that, Microsoft having world-class product, Microsoft Power BI. Everybody knows this, right? Power BI is a suite of tool services that every data analyst can use to build interactive data visualizations, and business users, they can consume it. So your typical workflow for creating your data visualization solution is starting with Power BI desktop. You have to implement that in a desktop. It is a Windows-based application, basically very easy to install, and that one, which you can import data from anywhere. There are wide range of data sources are supported, available. You can combine that all the data, you can organize that all the data properly, as an analytic data model. Then you create report. You can, and that report having what? Report having some chart, visualizations, rich visualizations, like this diagram. And after you create that all the data model and report and everything, where you want to do, you have to publish. Where? In cloud. In cloud, what is there? Power BI service. So you publish by clicking that. There is a publish button. You publish everything to cloud. Azure Power BI, sorry, this Microsoft Power BI service. Right? And that Power BI service, which is in the cloud, in which your all the report can be published and interacted with all the business users. And from your web browser, from your Power BI phone applications or anywhere, you can get that all the reports real time. Any user can consume this report, dashboard, applications from the Power BI service directly. And Power BI phone application is also available nowadays. So for that, your all data should be in analytical data modeling. Analytical model actually enable you to structure your data to support analysis. So this is also different engineering. Analytical model is a different engineering. Model are based on related table of the data, that define the numerical value that you want to analyze or you want to report. And all the entities by which you want to aggregate that all the data. Correct. So this is a simple example of analytical data model, So you have all the dimension models and everything, and then you have that all the data, then you can combine that, you aggregate them, year wise, month wise, day wise, you are generating that revenues and everything, total revenue for branches sold to Mr. XYZ Samir in January, like that, you will model the data together, aggregate it. So model aggregate and it will measure at each hierarchy level actually. So this is also you can implement before you use this data in your Power BI. So you can define that schema in a data warehouse, fact table, dimension table, you properly define that schema and everything. And then you can do this analytical modeling, data modeling. And for that also Microsoft having service that is out of the syllabus, but just for your knowledge, I'm sharing, there is service called Azure Analysis Service, just for your knowledge. Somebody is talking, you should know analysis service. This is also a different service from Microsoft, which is actually a fully managed service that providing you enterprise grade data model. So you can create the data model out of this many resources, and then Power BI can use that for ad hoc data analysis. So semantic data modeling, this is called semantic data modeling that you can do using this service. So there is a different service for that, okay, just for your knowledge. And after that, data visualizations and reports, right? So you can use Power BI, you can have reports in the tables, text, bar, column chart, line chart, pie chart, scatter plot chart, mapping, and there are a lot of other Power BI options are also available. Power BI having very rich visualizations options available, built-in visualizations also available, other third-party visualization also available, custom visualizations are also available. So Power BI is also a different technology to learn. Anybody who know Power BI from our team? Is there anybody who know Power BI or who is working in Power BI or anything like that? No, but you know Power BI, right?
Just basic idea. I mean, it is a reporting tool and using for
reporting tool. Yeah, correct. For analysis purpose.
So Suketu.
Yeah.
Yeah, regarding Power BI, so there is a Power BI services to publish report on cloud, right?
Yes.
But is there any way to set up the on-premises environment like organization wise for Power BI?
Yes, Power BI desktop is there.
No, Power BI desktop is the free version, right? And then Power BI Pro is for reporting purpose, organization level, the mid level.
Yeah, that you have to open in the Power BI service only, here only, in cloud only, like this.
Yeah, so yes, we can publish on cloud or Power BI reports.
Yes,
that's correct. But yes. So see, like a Tableau have two options, okay? Tableau cloud and Tableau on premises, right?
No,
I mean environment, reporting publishing environment. I'm talking about.
No. Publishing environment on premise is not there in Power BI. Here in service only. But recently, Synapse Studio. I can show you another option, which is Microsoft, going toward Synapse and Power BI. I'll show you one architecture diagram. It will help you to understand. Yeah, this is good architecture diagram to understand. Yeah. Now this is happening like this. I don't know, it is blur, but I just enlarge. So, yeah. This is happening now. This is latest actually. So here you have Power BI desktop. So your all data sets and everything which you can create from here also, right? Or you can create all the data sets and reports and everything from here. Then you can publish to Power BI online, right? Now there is another facility where in Synapse Analytics only, in a Synapse Studio only, you can actually integrate this Power BI with Synapse, right? And when you integrate Power BI in Synapse, within a Synapse only, you can actually have your all the reports, all your workspaces, all your data sets, everything here only integrated. So no dependency on Power BI desktop locally or in Power BI online. So this integration is supported and slowly Power BI itself will be integrated fully in Synapse Analytics or Synapse Studio. So authoring of your report also can be possible through directly in Synapse Studio. Makes sense?
Yeah.
And you can integrate that all the Synapse data sources, to do the same. No problem.
Okay, so currently in Power BI is in developing phase, okay, and there are multiple beta versions for databases, okay. I mean data connector. So yeah, so for Azure Databricks, I mean which connector I mean available? Any idea? I'm just asking.
Azure Databricks connector is there, yeah. I have seen that connector. Azure Databricks connector I can show you.
Databricks.
A Databricks connector in Power BI is there, yeah. I have seen that in one of our implementation. Yes, there is a connector I'll share with you. Yeah, this is the option. Power BI get data menu, file, get data, and then you can search Azure Databricks. Direct connector is there. Yes.
We can direct connect or need to any I mean bridge any third party
no third party, no third party at all. Direct Databricks connector.
Okay, yeah.
And you can also import or even you can execute direct query. Both options are available.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So I have a knowledge check for you before we go for our break. Can you please answer this question? And then I share one very good hands-on lab that also you have to check, the stream analytics lab, right? That I posted in the chat window. Power BI desktop can import all the data and create the report. Yes, yeah, Rishikesh. Of course, hierarchy. Very good.
Suketu, can you explain the third question? I'm not getting.
Which one?
Third question.
Third question is like what kind of chart you will create to analyze pass rate. Means out of 100 in mathematics 30 pass, then in science subject 20% pass, then Hindi, Sanskrit, English, physics, biology. Like that, you want to create the visualization to analyze your pass rate for multiple exams over the time. So which particular chart will be a great visualization to analyze all the pass rate between multiple examinations actually. So pie chart or scatter chart or line chart. Pie chart is like, I can show you pie chart. Yeah, this is pie chart. This one is pie chart. Okay, this one is a scatter plot chart. And this one is called bar chart, column chart. And this one is a line chart like this. So these are different visualization in Power BI. Power BI, you can, using Power BI, you can create different visualizations. So here, for analyzing a multiple exam, you will definitely use a line chart. So for example, what you will do, you have this kind of chart. So let's say red color is actually for IIT exam. Then blue color is for NEET exam. Then green color is for some other exam. And yellow color is for example, some other CAT exam. Like that, you can have a line chart so that you can analyze your pass rate for multiple exam over the time. So this is Power BI very fundamental visualization question. Maybe what visualization you will prefer like that. So using line chart, you can easily compare using different color actually, using different color like this. Like you are comparing two different categories. So that is the question. Now I have very basic, very fundamental lab for Power BI. Give me a minute. I'm sharing that so that you can refer that hands-on lab. Give me a minute. I'm sharing that hands-on lab with you in chat window. So two lab I share in this module. Yeah, Rushikesh, do you have any question? Hello. You raised your hand, so I'm checking with you. So you can open this hands-on lab one by one. Yeah, Kadimi, do you have any questions? Hello. No, I cannot hear you. Sorry. Hello. Okay. So now I share both of the hands-on lab. Take some time, go through that labs, right? Now, before we jump into our next course and next module, I want to check with you. Do you need little time to check all the hands-on lab which I share with you? Or we are good to start our next module? Do you need time to perform any lab? Anybody want to perform any lab? The lab which I share with you in the chat window. Stream analytics. Just go through, just have a look. Just have a look in this lab quickly.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, anything, please let me know. Okay. And after you're okay to go with the next course, next module, we will jump into next module. No problem.
One thing, I mean, same this stream analytics, I mean, we can implement in Synapse as well, right?
No, stream analytics is not right now component of Synapse, but Synapse having other technology offering or other analytical pool offering, which is Apache Spark pool. And that Apache Spark pool can help you to write your notebook in a different languages, depend on your team members' programming language knowledges. It's supporting multiple languages. And there you can use structure streaming of Apache Spark actually.
Okay.
Or you can use Azure Databricks.
Okay.
Databricks is also there, which is also supporting structure streaming and everything. Or you can create your own Apache Storm cluster in HD Insight or Spark cluster in HD Insight. But Stream Analytics, specifically this service, is at present not integrated in Synapse. It is an independent service.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So let me know if you have any questions. Please check all the hands-on labs which I share with you. And I will update this ZPZote online notepad for everybody so that you can get the updated ZPZote online notepad with the all hands-on labs. All the hands-on labs I sent you in the chat window as well, in the ZPZote online notepad as well. Okay, so you can check this all the labs. And also I will update learning path, which is actually this hands-on labs and learning path are the prerequisite of this DP203 course actually. All right, so I want you to please spend some time post training hours or whenever you get time. Please complete all this learning path which I am updating in this ZPZote online notepad. Like this. So I updated this learning path and hands-on labs, which is actually prerequisite of DP203 Azure Data Engineering course. Here you will get all the learning path, all the labs which you have to complete. Let me know if you have any questions for me. Any question in any lab? Hope everybody is following the labs. Any question, any doubt, please let me know. Any question, everybody?
Actually, for the latest lab, I don't have, I mean, I'm not doing right now, but in previous labs, like for 4 labs, I have few queries. I mean, after the session, can I ask or?
For what? After session?
After session, like, I mean, previous labs, I mean, 4 labs, I have some queries.
Yeah, let me know if you have any query. You can ask right now. No problem.
Okay.
No problem. Any lab you have any query, let me know.
Yeah.
You can share your screen. You can share your screen and then let me know in which particular point you need any help. That I can help you. No problem.
Yeah. Actually, in the lab 1, like, what is elastic pool?
Wait, in lab number 1.
SQL lab, yeah.
Okay, SQL pool lab. Let me show you. Yeah, in this lab we have elastic pool in SQL DB somewhere here. Yeah, so elastic pool is actually concept in Azure SQL database, where generally what happens in a modern cloud application, when you are creating SQL database of Microsoft Azure, let's say DP1. So at that time, you are actually paying for database transaction unit. Let's say you are procuring 1000 DTUs and you are paying monthly, right? Another project, maybe another component of your architecture, you need another database, let's SQL DB2, and where also you are paying for DTU 500 maybe, right?
Yeah.
Third DB also you need DB3, where also you are paying for DTU, let's say 2000 DTU. So every independent database you are paying for database transaction units, or you can either go for DTU or you can go for virtual CPU cores. There also you are paying. So Elastic DB is a concept of Microsoft Azure SQL database service, where you can actually club this together, all the DTU in one Elastic database pool. And that pool itself having minimum and maximum, let's say, eDTU, which is share among multiple databases, and you are only gonna pay for this. Individually, you're not gonna pay for DTU because all the time your database operations are not utilizing that DTUs and you are wasting your money. Make sense?
Okay.
So this is the concept which is called elastic database pool, where you can add multiple database together and let them share all the resources available. And every database wise also you can mention every database number 1. You want to mention minimum 100 DTU, maximum 1000 DTU. Database number 2, you can mention minimum 100 DTU, eDTU, maximum 500 eDTU. Like that also, you can define the range out of that elastic database pool, and you are actually reutilizing or utilizing that all the resources which you are paying for among multiple databases together.
Okay.
Any other question you have? Anybody having any question? Please let me know before we jump into our next module.
Yeah. What is collation? I mean,
Collation is actually, I think it is a SQL term, SQL terminology of some language. Collate is like Latin language or something. I also don't know much in detail, but collate is actually used for case sensitive, case insensitive searches in column of the SQL. I think this is traditional SQL Server terminology. This is nothing related to cloud computing.
It is actually comparing two records and its output is one. After
collate. Latin or something that you have to define, right? In the SQL, on-premises SQL Server, they used to define the collate, Latin 1 or something. Correct, no?
That is collage.
Are you talking about this collation?
No, whatever the comparing is saying, that is collage, like decode.
This is on-premises SQL Server term, right, Gautam?
Yes, yes.
So that is why I don't know much about that on-premises terminology. It is nothing with the Azure terminology actually. So older collation of on-premises SQL Server. When people having some on-premises SQL Server, they used to have this collate actually in on-premises SQL Server engine actually. Correct, no?
okay. And in the security section, in the same SQL lab, in the security section, we have a configure ledger. What is that configure ledger?
Ledger configuration? No, let me check. I can give you idea if I found Azure SQL DB you're talking.
Yeah, first lab one only. In the security section, we have a option called configure ledger.
Security.
Yeah, in the security tab. While creating the SQL instance, then it is in the security section, we have an option called configure ledger.
If you remember yesterday I demonstrated auditing. If you remember auditing, yeah. So ledger is actually relevant to auditing actually of your database. Auditing of your database.
Okay. I mean,
auditing,
what kind of action? I mean, what kind of activity is it is happen?
Audit, entire database transaction audit, yeah. Historical audit, transaction audit. That settings. It's a managed service, so these all settings are available, ready to use. And Microsoft Azure SQL DB also maintaining separate data store for this, like this, for auditing purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, next one is like in the lab 3. I mean, in the lab 3, actually in the storage one, storage lab. In the storage lab section, I mean, in the storage account while creating, we have only hot and cool. Why archive is not available? I mean,
archive is during creation. Archive is not available because it is offline data store. So directly you cannot put that into archive storage. When you have a storage creation is there, after that you can push that all the data to archive storage.
Okay, but where it is available, that option?
Life cycle management, I teach you if you remember. There you can push that all the data to archive storage after a certain time like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you create your storage account, when you create your blob container and everything, after that you have to you can actually push your all the data to archive. During creation, directly offline, you cannot create now because it's offline option. And hot and cool are online option. That is why they are available.
Okay, but yeah, Azure it is a little bit different. That's why I mean in GCP, it is available in the. I mean, while creating the resource itself, it is available.
So every cloud computing provider
Yeah.
having different UI, different
Yeah.
offerings. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I can understand. Here, after creation of storage only, you can push that all data to archive.
Yeah, and one more thing, like while creating the storage account, I mean a blob container, we have some option, soft delete option is there, right?
Soft
That
deletion
default,
will,
default it is enable that soft deletion option.
soft
In the
deletion
checkbox.
option means if you, soft deletion option, what it will do, it will protect your individual blob if it is got deleted for certain time period.
Yeah.
So that you can restore.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
yes.
that options is default is enabled. But I mean in future, for example, like a hierarchical database, I mean a hierarchical structure, if it is enabled, like regarding storage Gen 2, that options no need to enable. It is the like a lab instruction they are provided like that. What is the reason? I mean, if you are enabling, what kind of issue it will happen?
When you enable this hierarchical namespace, then you're talking.
I mean, first I created the blob storage. I mean, blob container I have created. I mean, if I am enabling that soft deletion options, hierarchy, I mean, going forward, if you are migrating from a storage account, I mean, blob container planning to storage Gen 2, this option needs to disable. They are mentioning like that.
Because Azure Data Lake storage generation 2 yet not supporting this facility. Only storage account supporting this facility. That is why every facility which is there in your normal storage account is not supported by Data Lake storage generation 2, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that is the restriction, limitation actually of Data Lake storage generation 2.
Okay. But I mean, for example, blob container, we are migrating from blob container to storage Gen 2.
No, we cannot. No, we cannot migrate anything. We can upgrade storage account into Data Lake storage generation 2.
Okay, but
we are upgrading it.
Upgrading time, I mean, it is automatically that a hierarchy will happen.
It will store entire blob storage into Hadoop distributed file system, or it is on top of distributed file system, which is having hierarchical space. So that entire file system they will change now. Then definitely, if it is entire file system is changing, then definitely your normal blob storage will no longer there. It will be a hierarchical namespace there internally.
Okay, internally it will be taken care by Azure itself. Okay.
It is managed service. Yeah, that is why it is managed service here.
Okay.
Okay, everybody, shall we go for our next module of the day? It is 10:30 almost. Everybody is ready to go for our next module, next course, that is data engineering in Azure. Yeah. Or you need little more time? Okay, Vasu says yes. I want input from few more participants. Okay, very good. I think I got replies. Fantastic. Let us jump into this. module. Now in this module, in this course, we will learn to implement and manage data engineering. Data engineering workload on Microsoft Azure, right? We are also going to explore Azure Synapse Analytics, Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2, Azure Stream Analytics, Databricks, and other data engineering services. So this course is only focusing on data engineering task, right? This course is only focusing on data engineering task on, like orchestrating your data transfer, transformation pipeline, working with data files in data lake, creating some data warehouse, capturing, aggregating some streams of data, tracking data. So this course is only focusing on data engineering. This course is not teaching you any programming languages or anything like that. That is a prerequisite. Primary audience of this course could be any data professional, any data architect, any BI professional, those who want to become certified Azure data engineer can go for this certification course. Prerequisite of this course is AZ900 and DP900. These two certifications are prerequisite of this DP203, which is Azure Data Engineering Certification course. And this course is focusing 70-75% on hands-on learning. So Microsoft implemented module-wise hands-on labs, implementation of entire scenario. So that all the participants will get benefited by performing that all the hands-on labs. This is the course agenda of this entire course. We will start with the data engineering on Azure. After that, we will jump into Azure Synapse Analytics, SQL pool, Apache Spark pool, how you can work with the data warehouse, how you can transfer and transform your data using Synapse pipeline, how you can implement hybrid transactional analytical processing with Azure Cosmos DB, how you can implement data streaming solution with Stream Analytics, how you govern your data, and how you can perform data engineering with Azure Databricks. So after completion of this hands-on course, and when you go through all the module-wise learning path, you can plan your certification exam. And this certification exam is a DP203. And once you clear this certification exam, you can become certified Azure Data Engineer. So Microsoft welcomes you to this course, and we are going to jump into our module number 1 of this course. And in this module, we will explore data engineering. In Microsoft Azure Cloud. So let me share my entire screen. I hope you're able to see my screen. Yes. So in this module, I will cover 3 lessons: data engineering, data lake storage generation 2, and Synapse. So I'm going to introduce these services in this module. First of all, let us talk about data engineering that we already covered in our DP900, but let me relate quickly. Now, let's say in your organization TCS having data engineering team. So this data engineering team of TCS will always work with the multiple types of data to perform many operations. And there are 3 primary types of the data, that every TCS data engineer will work, like structure, semi-structure, unstructured. Structured data is primarily comes from table-based source system like relational database. or from the flat file, like comma separated file, CSV file. And the primary element of the structure file is that the row and column are aligned consistently throughout the file. Second semi-structure that also we cover is a JSON file. It's a good example of that. Unstructured is binary object data. Right? Like your images, audio, video, PDF, CSV file, Parquet file, Avro file, one processor document file. These all you can store as an object. Now, every data consultancy company, data engineer having some main task that you have to perform in Azure, like data integration, data transformation, and data consolidation. Data integration means it is involving establishing some link between operational and analytical services. And your data source is to enable secure, reliable access to the data across multiple systems. So generally, data engineers are extracting that all the data from disparate data stores. That is called data integration. Transformation means all the operational data which you are extracting that need to be transformed. Why you want to transform it? Because you need that all data in suitable structure, in suitable format for analysis purpose. And for that, you have to use this process called ETL, extract, transform, load process. Clear, everybody? And consolidation means is the process of combining all the data that have been extracted from multiple data sources into consistent structure. Why? Because you want to do analytics on top of that. You want to do reporting on top of that. Now, every data engineer must be proficient with a range of tool and scripting languages. When you go for this kind of technology learning, like Azure Synapse, Azure Databricks, before you learn these technologies in this course, you should know the primary tool or languages, basic SQL, Python, or any other language which you are comfortable with, like Java, Scala, .NET, R. Because SQL is one of the most common language every data engineer, which is relatively easy to learn. And Python is also one of the most popular, fastest growing programming language in the world that I can say. It is used for all the sort of tasks, including web programming, data analysis, machine learning, everywhere Python is there. So you should have a basic understanding of SQL or Python or other relevant technologies or languages which you know. So that you can write your SQL script, your notebooks in Databricks, notebooks in Synapse, that you can write or that you can understand actually. Clear, everybody? Now, let me talk about some concept before we jump into our Synapse analytics. There are some core concepts with which your data engineer should be familiar. This concept underpin many of the workload that every data engineer must implement and support. Number one is operational and analytical data. Operational data means it is a transactional data which is used by your website, your web applications, your mobile applications. That is all your operational data that you are generally storing in the database and storage. And analytical data is the data that has been optimized for analysis and reporting purpose. You have to optimize data. So you have to optimize data from your operational data to analytical data. And generally, you can store that analytical data where in the data warehouse. And data engineer is actually designing, implementing, and managing this entire solution that integrate your operational and analytical data sources. Second, your streaming data. I just recently give you example of streaming data in stream analytics job, right? Right? Some sources continuously generating that all the data in real time. And that all data like IoT devices or any social media feeds or anything. You know? So data engineer need to implement this solution that will capture that real-time stream of data and ingest them into some analytical data system. Another concept is data pipeline concept. Data pipeline is used to orchestrate your activities that will transfer or transform your data. Pipeline is actually a primary way in which you can, every data engineer implement repeatable extract, transform, load operations or solution, ETL solution, I can say. And you can also trigger this pipeline. You can also trigger this pipeline. Or you can schedule the same also. No problem. Data lake is what? Data lake is your storage repository. Data lake generally having all the data which is coming from a variety of sources in a velocity, in a variety, in a volume, but all the data will be stored in its native format, natural format, without any modifications. Right? Because this particular data lake is storing all optimized data, for scaling to massive volume of data, terabyte of data, petabyte of data you can store in data lake. And data is also coming from there. Data is also coming from many different heterogeneous sources. Structured data is coming, semi-structured data is coming, unstructured data is coming, anything. You can store in its native format. Make sense? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
And later on,
But one
then
question
you
here,
can
Suket.
actually, yeah. Hello.
Yeah, one question
Yeah, yeah.
here. When you say native format, like so at the same time we are doing the analytical data, right? We are loading.
Yeah.
So how both
Yes.
are like interlinked?
So when you are storing that data in its native format, after that, you have to actually transform the data or you have to define schema on the fly.
Exactly. So again, we are loading into the data lake only. After
No, not necessary, not necessary. Either you
not
backload into the data lake or you can load into some analytical store. Maybe you can store somewhere in the data warehouse. That is depend on your architecture.
exactly. See, my architecture, I'm using only data lake. I'm not using data warehouse. And I'm using data lake, but the data lake I'm using for both native as well as analytical data storage.
Possible, of course, possible. Yes, yes, you can store that, of course, and you can save money also because compared to data warehouse, this is cheaper.
Exactly.
Now, another concept is a data warehouse. Is a centralized repository of integrated data from one or more disparate sources. Data warehouse store current historical data in relational table. What? In a relational table. That are all organized into proper schema that optimize all the performance for analysis query. Another concept that you should know about before we go for this next, technologies in Azure, that is called Apache Spark. Very popular parallel processing framework since 1990s era. That will take advantage of in-memory processing. It is called in-memory processing, and it is having distributed file storage. Apache Spark is a very popular open source parallel processing in-memory framework, in-memory processing, right? And our data engineer, they have to be proficient with Spark. They can use notebook, they can write code, to process all the data on top of your data lake. And they are preparing that all the data for modeling purpose, for analysis purpose and everything. That is Apache Spark. So Apache Spark is also very successful, very popular parallel processing framework. Now, in Azure having many services that can use to implement and manage your entire data engineering workload. Right? So look at this diagram, which is very high level diagram, and almost this technology we covered in DP900 overview. We have Synapse, we have data lake storage, we have Databricks, Power BI, Data Factory, Stream Analytics, Event Hub, SQL DB, Cosmos DB, Dataverse, right? Real-time streaming data is coming. This all high level data engineering architecture, this is actually typical enterprise data analytics solution. It having many different Azure key services like Azure SQL Database, Cosmos DB, Event Hub, and everything. So operational data is here. Operational data is here. You have to actually capture that all data and you have to ingest. Or you have to consolidate that all data into some analytical store. From there it can be modeled, or from there it can be visualized in the reports and dashboards like this. Right? So this task actually represents the core area of responsibility for our data engine. So here Synapse Analytics actually can help you to extract the data, load the data, can transform the data, and can integration with the Power BI as well. Another separate service which I covered is Azure Stream Analytics. Independent Azure Data Factory service is also available. Independent Azure Data Bricks is also available. If you don't want to integrate that in the Synapse, no problem. Independent Data Factory, Data Bricks, and Stream Analytics is available. Independent Data Lake Storage Generation 2 is also available. Now, I have a quick knowledge check for everybody. Could you please answer this question in chat window? Okay, very good, very good, very good. Structure. Fantastic. Question number 2. Very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. Fantastic. And question number 3, please. Fantastic. Synapse Analytics. Everything is integrated in Synapse Analytics. Now, let me give you overview of Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 2. As I told you, Data Lake is a repository. Data Lake is a repository of the data, is stored in its natural format, and usually that stored as a blobs or files. And it has a comprehensive, massively scalable, secure, cost-effective data lake solution for high performance analytics. So data lake always having file system with a storage platform to help you to quickly identify insights into your data. And specifically, this Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 2, which I'm talking about in this PPT slide, it is on top of your Azure Blob Storage capability. It is optimized specially for analytical workload. Now, as it is in the blob storage, so that it has a high availability, security, durability capabilities of Azure storage. And data lake storage is designed to deal with this variety and volume of data at exabyte scale. And it is handling hundreds of gigabytes of throughput. This is also the capability of Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 2, and you can use this Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 2 as a basis for both real-time as well as for batch solutions. Another benefit, it has a Hadoop compatible access, HDFS compatible access. You can use this service with Apache Hadoop clusters or Spark clusters or any other big data clusters which is having HDFS compatibility. You can use it. And you can also use this with Synapse, with Azure Data Bricks as well. Second benefit of this service is security. Because every directory, subdirectory, and every file level also you can have ECLs or POSIX levels permissions. POSIX permissions. Access permissions, I can say. User specific directory, subdirectory wise, you can find, you can manage access control list and POSIX permissions. Makes sense? That is another benefit of this. Third benefit, performance, of course. Data lake storage organize all your stored data into hierarchy of directory and subdirectory. And Because of this is hierarchy of directory and subdirectory, it is very easy for navigation. And data processing need very less computation. It will reduce your time and costing, of course. And it also providing you data redundancy. LRS and GRS both are supported. Local redundant storage, geo redundant storage, both options are supported. And comparison between these two is a simple. Blob storage is a flat namespace. Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 2 is a hierarchical namespace. Because Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 2 is IO intensive. It is having optimized IO for high volume data. That organize your all the blob data into directories, and it will store also metadata about each directory and each file. Correct, no? That is why this is the beauty of hierarchical namespace. So all your file systems will have directories and files and everything, and is also compatible with a large scale data analytics system like Databricks or Synapse or Hadoop, or parallel operations, analytical operations, or big data processing, I can say. So this is the core difference between the file system actually. Makes sense, everybody? Now, could you please answer this question number 1? Of course, Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 2 is a Hadoop compatible file system. Very nice. And which checkbox you have to enable to create Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 2 hierarchical namespace that I shown you in my portal also. Very good, very good. Appreciated. Now let us jump into our service, Azure Synapse Analytics. Now, for example, if you are all TCS employees, you are all, for example, TCS data engineers. So every technological research or consulting company like your company TCS, for them, Gartner actually defining 4 common type of analytical technique. Which are the techniques are defined by Gartner? Number 1, I think you heard this name, descriptive analytics or descriptive analytics, I can say. Second one is diagnostics analytics. Third is called predictive analytics. And fourth is prescriptive analytics. Yes or no? Descriptive means what? Okay, for example, you have some you are employee of TCS. You are all TCS employees. And you have your client, and your client want to know, okay, what is happening in my business. So to give answer to the client, okay, what is happening to that business, you need data, and you need data to answer that question. And you can actually answer the question or this kind of question. For that, you have to create one data warehouse. And in data warehouse, you have all the historical data, right, for your client, that having all the relational table, right? And using that, you can have multi-dimensional modeling and reporting. So if your client is asking, okay, what is happening in my business, using the data warehouse, you can give answer. Yes or no? That is called descriptive. Yes or no, everybody?
Yes.
Yep.
Second, diagnostic. Diagnostic means your client will come to you. Why is it happening with my business? Why it is happening to me? So you have to explore the data. You have to explore all the information from data warehouse. You have to go for a wider search of all your data estate to find more, data which is supporting this kind of analysis called diagnostics. Third one is let's say your client maybe I want what will be happening in the future based on all previous trend and patterns. So you want to predict future, for that predictive, right? But for that also you need data, you need a service called Azure Machine Learning for a predictive analytics. And fourth, prescriptive means which enable your autonomous decision making based on real time, near real time analysis of data. Right? That is prescriptive analytics. Instant decision making based on real time data, near real time analysis, extreme analytics, like Apache Kafka, Event Hub, that all comes under this technology. Now, coming back to our topic, Synapse. Synapse provide you cloud platform for all of this analytical workload through support for multiple data storage, for processing, and for analysis technologies in a single integrated solution. So Synapse Analytics, you have that entire integrated design, which will help your company to leverage investment and scale in multiple commonly used data technology like SQL, Apache Spark, and others. And it is also providing you centrally managed service and single consistent user interface also. Okay, so everybody, are you able to hear my voice?
Yes.
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 So in Synapse Analytics is actually Azure service. It is managed Azure service that is actually combining multiple data integration, processing, and analytical capabilities. And the core Azure resource is a workspace. First of all, you have to create a workspace. So yesterday I demonstrated, if you remember, I created the Synapse workspace. You remember that?
Yes.
Right. And when I created the workspace, you can launch your Synapse Studio. And when you launch your Synapse Studio, there you can manage, monitor, integrate, develop, and data. All the hubs are available. Right? So in the manage menu, you can manage all your analytical pools and your link services and your access management, right? Everything you can manage from the management, your integration runtimes and everything. In a data hub, you can explore your data, which is in the data lake storage generation tool, whether it is in your data warehouse or anywhere. Another develop menu. In develop menu, you can actually create your SQL script. You can also create your push query language script. You can also create your Synapse notebook. And then you can start using that develop menu to implement your or to execute your SQL script or your notebook cells and everything. Now, using this workspace, you can either do large scale data warehousing, you can do advanced analytics, you can explore your data, discover your data. You can also do real-time analytics. Data integration is also there because Synapse pipeline is integrated to orchestrate your entire data engineering pipelines, data movement pipeline, data integration pipelines. And you can also have integrated analytics.
But one question here, like, so
yes. Yeah.
Can we use any Spark cluster outside this Synapse Analytics?
No. When you create Apache Spark pool cluster in Synapse itself, that cluster you cannot create. But Microsoft Azure having other option, which is HD Insight.
Okay.
So same HD Insight service you can create in Microsoft Azure portal from here. And when you create this Azure HD Insight cluster like this, here you can actually select your cluster type, which is Spark. Here it is.
Okay.
So this is another different service available, which is called HD Insert Cluster Spark.
Okay.
Now coming back to data lake.
But this Spark
This is
cluster
the
is
actually
available in
very
Databricks as well, right?
yeah, that we are going to cover in our next upcoming modules. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Now, one of the core resources is Synapse Analytics Workspace. And Synapse Analytics Workspace, every Synapse Analytics Workspace having Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 2 integrated. That is primary data lake. So whenever you create Synapse, either you can select existing data lake or you have to create new data lake. Like I yesterday demonstrated when I created Synapse. Now in this primary data lake storage generation 2, all your data file will be stored and processed at scale. And the workspace typically has default data lake, which is implemented as a link to service to your Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 2 container. You can add other link services also for multiple data lake if you have. Sometimes in some scenario you have more than one data lake, multiple data lake. You can do that, no problem. Now Azure Synapse Workspace generally having this primary data lake storage implemented as an Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 2 container, and you can attach multiple data lake sources to your workspace as required. And that we will do in our upcoming labs. Another, ingest and transform data with pipeline. Now in the most enterprise data analytics solutions, data is extracted from multiple operational sources and it is transferred to a central data lake or data warehouse for analysis purpose. Synapse also having many built-in support for creating, running, and managing pipeline that can orchestrate your all the activities which is necessary to retrieve your all the data from range of sources. And you can also transform that all the data as required. You can also load that all the resulting transform data into some analytical store that you can do using Synapse integrate menu. Right? So you can create pipeline in Synapse, and pipeline are actually a core integration technology by which you can implement extract, transform, load, or extract, load, transform workload that will bring together all your data from multiple operational sources into centralized analytical solution. That is your Synapse pipeline. Now, query and manipulate data with SQL.
I think, Suket, in between we are losing your voice.
Hello, my voice is not clear and consistent.
No, I think sometimes we are losing you, but now it is okay.
Yeah, okay. Now let me know once you get that kind of issue. Now query and manipulate data with SQL. Yesterday, in my demo, if you remember, I go to develop menu, and in develop menu, I created SQL script. You remember everybody? So in that SQL script, they can actually write the SQL query, and then either they can run that SQL script on dedicated SQL pool or serverless SQL. Means every Synapse Analytics having 2 SQL pool capability available. Serverless SQL pool, which is built-in one, which is already by default, it will come when you create the Synapse workspace. Second one that you have to create, that is why it is called custom. That is called dedicated SQL pool. And dedicated SQL pool is nothing but formerly known as your SQL data warehouse. Clear, everybody? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, every SQL pool capability, you can directly create the SQL script. You can connect that script to the built-in serverless SQL pool, and you can start data exploration for logical data warehousing. Without creating or storing that all the tables and data in any data warehouse, you can do logical data warehousing using serverless SQL pool. So quickly, if you want to exploit the data, if you want to analyze the files which is there in data lake, built-in serverless SQL pool is the best option. But if you want to create your own proper dedicated SQL pool, you want your proper data warehouse, relational data warehouse, then Microsoft Azure Synapse is giving you that option to create dedicated SQL pool. Now, Synapse actually uses distributed query processing model, right? It is not like your SQL database. This SQL pool capability is having distributed query processing model. And that will actually having highly scalable solution for your relational data warehouse. You can use Synapse built-in serverless SQL pool for cost-effective analysis and processing of your file data in the data lake. And for enterprise data warehouse and reporting, you can go for dedicated SQL. Now, every Synapse having Apache Spark pool capability. That also, if you remember, I showed you yesterday from the manage menu, you can create the Apache Spark pool. It's an open source Spark technology, but this Apache Spark pool is a Microsoft's implementation of Apache Spark in Synapse. So Microsoft and those who implemented Apache Spark, those both are combined together, they implemented this. Yes or no? And Microsoft Synapse is giving you notebook experience. Those who are familiar with the notebooks like Jupyter Notebook, you know Jupyter Notebook? Anybody use that Jupyter Notebook? Hello, my voice is not clear. Hello.
Yes, it's clear, okay.
Yeah, that is why. Yeah, so I'm checking. Yeah, so Jupyter Notebook is also a notebook experience. Like that, another notebook experience you might have, that is Databricks Notebook, Azure Databricks Notebook. Like that, this is Synapse Notebook, where you can write your Python or Scala code cell, and you can execute each and every code cell individually, like this, on top of Apache Spark. Make sense? Like this. One code cell, another code cell, and you can execute on top of Apache Spark. Yes or no? Apache Spark pool means some cluster which is running behind. So you should learn either Python or Scala or Java or SQL to use this Apache Spark pool capability in Synapse. And this Apache Spark pool having many capabilities. Like auto scalability is there, auto pausing is there. If nobody is using that Apache Spark pool, it will auto terminate to save your costing. Like that in dedicated SQL pool also we have pausing capability. You can pause the compute and you can resume the compute if you require. If you pause it, you're gonna save money. So when you use it, you resume it. When you're not using it, you can pause it. Makes sense, everybody? Hello?
Yes.
Now, Azure Synapse also having Data Explorer. is a data processing engine in Synapse that is based on the Azure Data Explorer service that is supporting Kusto query language KQL for high performance latency analysis of all your telemetry data. And Azure Synapse also having other integration or other I can say integration of Azure Data Store are possible, like that I'm going to cover in upcoming module, Synapse Link. That means you can integrate your Cosmos data with Synapse. Another, you can integrate Power BI. That also I showed you today morning. Another integration is Microsoft Purview, right? For data governance and for catalog and everything, for data lineage and everything. And you have integration with Azure Machine Learning as well. These all integrations are also supported by Azure Synapse Analytics. Clear, everybody? I have knowledge check questions before we go for our hands-on lab. I want everybody to answer this question, please. Scheduled interval. You can schedule that. You can extract and then you can transform that all the data at scheduled interval. Very good, everybody. Very good. Pipeline. You can create pipeline and that you can schedule also, that you can trigger also, as I told you. Now, what is the answer of question number 2, please? Relational data store. Data is stored and queried in a relational data store. No, Apache Spark is a relational data store. Oh my God, shameful. Everybody, what you're doing? Apache Spark is a relational. Yes, you are right. Dedicated SQL pool is a relational data warehouse that I told you. Yeah, Tabassum is right, Gautam is right, Radha is right, Payal is right, Pawan is right, Prabal is right. Correct. Now, Apache Spark, there is no relationship at all with relational data store. So how can you select Apache Spark? Right? Okay. Now, what is the answer of question number 3, please? Yes, notebook. Notebook you can connect to Apache Spark or Python code. Very nice. Fantastic. Now we have hands-on lab, but now is a very point is what? How many of you are using personal computer and can do the labs so that you can share your screen and can demonstrate that hands-on lab to other participants, those who are not having access? How many of you successfully redeemed the promo code? Can you give me the answer of this question first? Sudhakar redeemed successfully promo code. Tabassum also redeemed successfully. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else who redeemed successfully Azure promo code and have Azure subscription to do hands-on labs? Hello? No?
No.
Oh, Vasu also. Vasu also. Very good. Okay. So what I can do? I can do one thing. I can actually share this hands-on lab guide with you. You read that instructions carefully. And then you help me to perform that lab, because this is first lab I'll perform. The next time onward, I will request anybody of you who has Azure account who can share the screen and can demonstrate the lab so that other participant can sync up with you. Is this good? It's a good practice, right?
Yep.
Because it will give you involvement actually. That is why. Okay. Okay, everybody. Now listen to me very carefully. This is my Microsoft Azure portal. Now, can you please open the hands-on lab which I sent you in chat window? Everybody please open that lab. This is lab number 1. Hands-on lab number 1. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, good, good. Everybody open, right? Okay. Now, you have to just quickly go through what exactly you are going to do in this particular lab. We are going to explore entire Synapse. And for that, first of all, we have to log into portal.azure.com and open Cloud Shell. Yes or no?
Yes.
Read it very carefully. Read it very carefully. And then you have to guide me also. You have to guide me also. Now I successfully opened the PowerShell. Now, in PowerShell, what I need, I have to clone some repository, which is provided by Microsoft. And that repository having one PowerShell script. That PowerShell script will deploy necessary services, resources, which I need in this lab. So I'm going to clone that DP203 repository. Yes or no? Okay, I cloned it successfully, right? And I can check all this repository, DP203 repository is available. Correct, no? Here it is, DP203 repository. Now inside this DP203 repository, let me clear screen so that you can check properly. Now cd space DP203, right? All files, right? And labs 01, first number lab. So 01. You go this directory. And there we have one PowerShell script available from Microsoft for our lab environment setup. So when I execute this script, listen to me very carefully. When I execute this script, it is installing necessary packages for Synapse and everything. And this script will take some time, approximately 10-15 minutes. Meanwhile, we will manage our tea coffee break and everything. But see, here we have to enter SQL user login. So what I will recommend, you use some password which is having capital letter, small letter, @ or some other special character, and a numerical value. Everything combined together. Yes or no, everybody? It should be uppercase letter, lowercase, alphanumerical, everything. Now, when you enter this password, it will execute your PowerShell script to deploy your Azure resources in your Microsoft Azure portal. Yes or no? So it will deploy your Synapse, like yesterday I created Synapse. Like yesterday I created data storage generation 2. Now it will also deploy resources and it will also give you data which you need for upcoming labs. So every lab wise, Microsoft is providing you this PowerShell script so that you can create your resources up and running ready so that you can spend time on your hands-on lab. No need to deploy everything one by one and no need to load that all data and everything. That lab environment setup will be available from Microsoft. Clear, everybody? Clear?
Yes.
Okay, so now let us jump into our demo, everybody. Please listen to me here very carefully. Now see, when I executed this PowerShell script, this PowerShell script created one resource group for me, which is this one. Right? And this resource group having unique suffix number that is randomly generated. Now, the same suffix they use to deploy all my services for uniqueness so that you will get global unique name everywhere in Azure. Make sense, everybody? Now, that PowerShell script deployed data lake storage generation to Synapse workspace, one dedicated SQL pool, and one Apache Spark pool. When you click on the Synapse workspace like this, and when you can click on the open button on the Synapse Studio, you can launch your Synapse Studio where you will see that dedicated SQL pool and serverless SQL pool and Apache Spark, everything together. Clear?
Yes.
Now, when you open this, you can check Data Hub, you check link menu. Here you have your data lake storage generation to visible. This is your primary data lake storage generation to account. See? Okay. And here you have some data also. See? Sales data, Synapse data. See? Some CSV data you have, right? And this is your workspace directory. Here, when you go to workspace menu, you will get your dedicated SQL pool visible. Now, when you click on the manage menu, you can see right now my dedicated SQL pool is paused to save my Azure money credit. But whenever you want to use, you can start from here, resume from here. And here you have your Apache Spark pool, which is also created. And Apache Spark pool having 3 to 4 nodes. And it has auto scaling enabled. Auto scaling enabled. So one node having 4 virtual CPU core, 32 GB RAM. So like that, you have 3 to 4 node Apache Spark pool. Visible, everybody? And you can see here, you have auto scaling enabled. So auto scaling is also enabled, auto pause is also enabled. Make sense? Now I want to ingest data with pipeline. So I will go to home menu. I will actually click on the ingest button. And I want to use this copy data tool just to demonstrate. Right? Now, I want built-in copy and I want to only run this once. Let me click on the next button. Here in the source data, right? Here, all the source type is available. I can also select specific source type. Now, I want to actually create a new connection. So I have a lot of options available in connection from where you want to copy data. Azure, I have many databases, I have many files, generic protocols, NoSQL, services, apps, from where I want to copy the data. Let's say I want a generic protocol. I want data from some HTTP protocol. So I'll select HTTP. When you click on the continue button, here you will provide a connection name, let's say products. Okay. I want all the product list via HTTP protocol. Which is the base URL from where you want to get the data. That URL I will copy and paste here, which is having product.csv file. Visible, everybody?
Yes.
Right. And authentication anonymous. Anonymous can access this data, no problem. It is open URL, public URL. Now, when you just click on the create button, I am creating the connection of HTTP. All right, I created successfully. After I create the connection, I will come to source data stored. How we are following that labs and everything. I'm following that lab only. You can just refer it. Okay. Now here I have relative URL. No, I don't want any relative URL. Method, get method. I'm gonna get the data, right? And I will just check this. Is there any request timeout, maximum concurrent connection? No, I don't want to configure that right now because it is not a massive amount of data. Now you just click on the next button. Here I have to configure my source. In this case, source is what? HTTP data, some CSV file, which is I'm getting from the HTTP. So here also I can preview my data. If you want to preview data, you can preview the data. The data is coming from this GitHub URL in preview visible. Right? Now, after previewing the data, I can see my file format is a delimited text. My column delimiter is a comma. My row delimiter is a line feed. Right? First row is always my header. So yes, first row is a header. Right? I don't have any compression time in this particular file because it's a CSV file. Simply, you just click on the next button. Now, what is your destination? Let's say destination, I want a data lake storage generation 2. I have my data lake. Let me use it. And this data lake is a primary data lake. So I already have connection of that. So let me select the existing connection. No problem. Now, after selecting this connection, right, in my destination dataset tab, I have to configure certain settings. Right here, first of all, I have to specify folder path, or I can browse also from here. This is my file. Files is there in my data lake storage generation, right? But I want to make another directory called product data. So what I will do, I will type files. In that, I want directory called product data, product_data like this. Yes or no? Now, what is the file name? It is a product.csv. Right? Copy behavior, none. Any concurrent connection? No, I want to leave it blank. I want to leave it blank. You just click on the next button. Now here in the configuration, you can also select file formatting settings. What do you want? Delimited text, comma, and row delimiter, I want line feed, right? And header, yes, I want that particular, I want to add that header to that particular file. So let it be selected. Right, and now I will simply click on the next button. Now I will specify entire task name. Let's say it's a copy products. Right, what is the task description? It is actually copying all my products data from HTTP to Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 2. And when you just click on the next button, this entire copy data tool is configured successfully. I will click on the next button and everything is started here. See. So everything is started, and I can also click on the monitor button to actually monitor this entire pipeline, which is running behind. I can check monitor button, pipeline run, and yes, this is my copy data pipeline is working perfectly. Correct. I can just click on the refresh to check the status. This is the activity, copy data activity. This is your activity name. You just click on that. You can get that all entire operation, that all the data read, file read, that all throughput and everything. You will get that all the details of this entire operation from HTTP to Azure Data Lake Storage Generation 2. And if you want to practically check, you go to data menu, you go to link menu, you go to files, and here product data is also created successfully, and you have this product.csv file that you can preview from here. That means you successfully got that all the data from some GitHub HTTP, some GitHub CSV file you got using a generic protocol called HTTP. Clear? Now you want to explore this data. So if you want to explore the data, you can go to development. Right, and in the develop menu, I want to actually, or I can directly give you shortcut. Wait, I can go to Data Hub. I can directly right click on the product.csv file. Directly, I can select top 100 row. Automatically, it will create a SQL script for me. Visible? Yes?
Yes.
So this is my query. This is my open row set function from where I am going to read the data from data lake storage generation to file product.csv. This is the entire path. You want to execute this in the built-in serverless SQL pool? Yes, I want to execute this. Just click on the run button. You will get that all the data in dedicated in the serverless SQL pool here. See, using the SQL script. See, now the data is coming like C1, C2, C3, C4. Four columns are coming. I want to actually enable here header row. I want to put comma header row. Header row is equal to true. I want to add this header. So it will come as actual header like product ID. See, product ID, product name, category list. I enable the header like this. See, and it will show me a proper result like this. Right now, again, I have, let's say I want to run this SQL script where I am actually selecting the category and count star as a product count. And I am using group by clause. I want to do some aggregation. So I can execute and I can get that aggregation data. See, category wise, I will get the product count aggregated. But when I execute this query, you will get that all the result here in the output, where you will get the category and your product count as well. Oh, sorry, it will not work because, oh, sorry. I have to provide proper data lake name. So I have to actually copy this suffix characters, or I can copy this suffix character, which will actually match with my data lake name. Yes or no? Correct, no? Or I can directly copy my data lake name also. If you want to double check, you can directly replace and then you run this query. Now it will work. See? So it should always match with your data lake name, data lake storage names, and then you will get that all aggregated data, product count, category wise, you will get all the product count. And you can directly create the chart also from here. See? You can also modify this chart. Let's say I want column chart. Okay. And I want category column, right? On top of product count, right? Let it be a bottom center. And then you will get this product, this category wise, you will get which is having one product count. See? Now, this is serverless SQL pool to explore your data, which is there in your data lake. Another thing which I want to tell you, I can also directly right click on the CSV file and can generate a notebook. I can load this data into data frame and automatically it will create a notebook for me. Visible? Right? And it is using spark.read method in this notebook. I just have to attach this to my Apache Spark cluster. Simple. And it is in the PySpark Python. I can simply run this particular code cell in the PySpark Python to load this all the product.csv data into data frame of your Apache Spark. So very first time when you are running any code cell, it will start Apache Spark session. So first code cell always take 30 seconds. It will take some time to provision your Apache Spark because behind the scene, your Apache Spark clusters are not up and running all the time. It will be auto pause. So you have to initiate that Apache Spark pool. Clear, everybody? Devasys, Yogesh, Gautam, Isha, Kadimi, Kajal, everybody? Kaushik,
Yeah.
Kritika, Mayur. Yeah,
yes,
makes
yes.
sense, right? Or exactly
Yeah.
the lab I demonstrated. Radha, Rakesh, Rushikesh, Shubham, everybody. Yeah, Vasu, Tupassam, everybody. Vasudha, make sense? So this is the notebook which I am executing on top of Apache Spark. And it is starting my Apache Spark session. It will take a couple of minutes. And I already connected this to with Apache Spark from here. Okay, this is the very simple operation where I am extracting the data and loading into data frame. Data frame in Apache Spark. So first time, it take couple of minutes to initiate your Apache Spark a cluster behind the scene, which is in the terminated status. Looking, it is taking a little longer, but it should initiate. Yes, now my job execution is in the progress. First time it will take some time. Yep. So you successfully executed. Why it created the two jobs? Because it is a parallel computing, in-memory processing, right? And this is your data. But again, it is coming C0, C1, something like that. So what I want to do, I want to copy this code cell in the next code cell, and I want to enable header true. So when I execute header with is equal to true, instead of C0, C1, you will get a proper header, product ID, product name, category, blah, 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 blah. And you can create the chart. You can also add the code cell like this. Okay. And I actually calculate the count of category wise, and I can display that particular count here. See, data frame count. Yeah, see, category wise, I can actually check the count, and I can also create the chart here. I can explore that all data using notebook also. Now I can also use a dedicated SQL, right? And for that, I have to go to SQL pool menu, and I have to resume this dedicated SQL pool. Yes or no, everybody? Now, when I resume this dedicated SQL pool, I will get my all the tables, fact tables and dimension tables and whatever the tables and data which is there in my dedicated SQL pool. I will show you how you can run your SQL query on top of your dedicated SQL pool as well. Clear, everybody? Hello. My voice is clear, right?
Yes, Sukrit.
Yes.
Sorry. Now see, my dedicated SQL pool is live, online, available. Right? Okay. And when you create any dedicated SQL pool, you can select the performance in data warehouse units. I have like right now data warehouse 100 unit. I can go to data menu, I can go to workspace, and I can actually refresh this SQL database where I have my data warehouse. And here I will have all my tables and everything ready. Visible? This is my proper data warehouse in the relational tables. See, I have these all dimension tables and I have this all the fact tables and everything. You can also go to this menu and you can also select a new SQL script. Directly SQL script will be created for you. See, and when you, this is your script, and let's say I have another script which I want to replace. Okay, I want to select this calendar year, month, number of year, English month name, product name as a product. I want to sum of order quantity, what number of units sold from this fact table. And I want to join that all the data from other dimension, date table, product table. I want to group by calendar year, month, number of year. I'm doing some aggregation on top of this data warehouse. I can run this on dedicated SQL pool. See, I connected right now to this dedicated SQL pool in this database. Makes sense? And I will get all the aggregated data. See, month, number of year, calendar year, English month name, product, how many units sold. This is all sales summary. I will have that all sales summary. I will have that all sales summary like this. So this is how I can actually have my proper dedicated SQL pool, my SQL data warehouse, where I can have this all the dimension tables and my factor tables of your data warehouse, and then you are executing the SQL query, SQL script on top of that. And after you complete this entire lab, you must delete this entire resource group to save your Azure credit for upcoming labs. Clear, everybody? Hello. Hope everybody of you is following your labs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Any question here for me, everybody? Whatever I demonstrated this entire lab, do you have any question for me in my demonstration, or when you go through your lab? Let me know. I don't know how many of you doing lab. I can give you time to do your lab right now. It would be great if you can do your lab. Hands-on lab is the most important thing. And this is actually a very first practical, very first hands-on lab. You are just exploring Synapse. You are just exploring Synapse. So I think our session timings are having hands-on lab timings are also added. So I have to give you time to complete your hands-on labs. I can give you time to complete this lab. Let me know if you have any questions. Ask me, or anybody want to share the screen and want to perform the lab, that I will recommend.
What is the difference between base URL and native URL?
That I replied in chat window, Rakesh. Your question, I replied.
I just shared my complete.
Yeah, it is actually, see, basically using both the URL, you can actually concate the data from multiple HTTP URLs. It is for concatenation. In the copy operations, you can concate the data if you want.
Yeah, now I am present in my screen.
Yeah, I can see your screen, sir. Thank you so much, Sudhakar. Yeah, thanks.
If possible, I mean, that link, lab link.
Yeah. So you are inside your portal. Now you will enable PowerShell. You create storage account for the Cloud Shell. Very good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean PowerShell.
Hope everybody is following. Hope everybody in the class is following the Sudhakar. Yogesh, Devasis, Gautam.
Yes, we can see.
Mayuk,
yes.
everybody. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Thank you. Rakesh and everybody is following, right? Shubham, Sudha. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
The lab session one, this one, right?
No. Lab, I will update ZPzone. Give me a minute, sir. I'm updating ZPzone for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will take 1 minute. At the end, I will provide this hands-on lab step-by-step guide.
Just a minute.
Give me a minute. I'm just. Yeah, I updated ZPzone. Could you please refresh? At the end, I provided you that lab module number 1, lab number 1. Yes. Everybody following the same lab, right?
Yeah, now step 4, I am just copying and executing. I try to paste the particular command, but it's not pasting.
Yeah, no. Sudhakar, control shift V. Control shift V.
Okay.
Yeah, that is a shortcut. Okay. All right.
I'm doing control V. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes it is a console, no? It is a console terminal, no?
Okay.
Everybody, please interact. Please interact with the Sudhakar. Like, see, he is not only doing for himself. He is doing for all of you. Sudhakar is doing this lab for all of you. Why not you interact with him directly? Why not you help him, guide him? Make it interactive.
Yeah, here, I mean, if you have any existing folder DP203 if exists, we just simply remove the folder and I mean, again, from the git clone, using git, I mean, we are cloning the folder again into Sudhakar folder.
Correct. You're cloning it. Very good.
Yeah. Now I'm going to the DP203 folder.
Fantastic.
Sorry.
Everybody, please help. Sudhakar to perform all the steps actually. Make it interactive, you know. Otherwise, he will feel, Casey, you see, I'm doing for every participant and participant at all not interacting. So
now go to the all files folder and I'm checking the scripts. I mean, in the lab section, go to the labs.
Fantastic.
Here we have first lab. We are going to. Here we need to execute the setup part. Setup PS1, right? This one. The fifth step we are executing now, so that it will take some time to create the all resources.
Okay. Meanwhile, this will take some time. I am updating ZPzone Notepad one more time to provide you learning path. So you can refer the learning path of module number 1, which I covered right now. Give me a minute. Give me 1 minute.
I am entering the password.
Yeah, it should be a combination of uppercase, lowercase, alphanumeric, special character, everything, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I updated the ZPzone online notepad for everybody. You can refresh. So meanwhile, the setup script going on, everybody, I updated ZPzone. Why not you refer the learning path? In ZPzone, I already provided you module number 1 DP203 course learning path. This script will take approximately 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's ready now.
Okay.
Now we need to explore the Synapse Studio. Go to the resources. I mean, these things already he explained. I mean, just I am opening the Synapse Studio.
Hello, Suketu.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, Yogesh this side.
Yeah, Yogesh.
Yeah, just I try to, I mean, using that voucher, try to log in that free account. and I followed all the steps. But after that, I mean, last they said you are not eligible for Azure free account.
No, it is not free account. It is sponsorship subscription. So you redeem the successfully promo code in the incognito browser using your personal Outlook or Hotmail ID.
Yes.
Can you share your screen? I will check.
No, I'm doing in my personal laptop.
So you completed the sign up process?
Yeah, a sign up process, and at the end they say like that, but don't worry, you can still use Azure by paying as you go with no upfront.
No, pay-as-you-go not required.
Okay.
So which email ID you log in? Using which email ID you sign in?
I created a new one like Yashika Gaudi 19@outlook.com.
Fine. That is outlook.com only. And then promo code redemption also there is no problem, right?
Sorry, promo code?
When you click on the redeem button in the promo code, there was no problem, right?
Redeem promo code.
When you click on the when you copy paste a promo code and then there is a button now to claim it. So when you click on that button, there was no error, no issue, right?
Actually, that type of instruction not show me. There is something different. I mean,
I think that means you have not followed the steps properly. You join this meeting from your personal computer and share it.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
Might be he's not using proper website.
Yeah. So Yogesh, you join this meeting from your personal computer like Sudharkar is doing. So, and then you share so that I can check and help you.
But how to join this meeting? I need to.
In a ZP online not paid, at the beginning of the not paid, I provided you meeting.
I will explain. Yeah. See, I mean here now, in this particular episode, I mean in the starting position, I mean it is the link is there. This one. You just simply copy this and paste into the browser. Sorry, command is still. Simply copy and paste here, and after that you just give some name and join in the browser itself. Don't open Teams app because normally Teams app it is our local. I mean, personal PCs it is not available. You just continue on the web only. And,
Yes. So Yogesh, you do that and then you share your screen so that I can help you and I can check. I provided you that Azure Pass redemption steps also, if you remember. I can share it again if you want.
Yeah. No, but my concern is how to join this meeting.
You open the ZP.online not paid.
You can type, I mean in your personal PC now, you can open this link.
And then see first link is there. First link.
First link, this particular link you can copy. And paste
got it.
You got it. Slash.
Go to the data section.
So whenever you are working using personal computer, do not use your TCS computer to join this meeting also. Directly join meeting from your personal computer only. Tomorrow onward, everybody, right?
Okay, I mean you mean to say that to work on the labs.
But we are coming to few people. We are coming to office and we are joining from office only.
Oh, office.
Yeah, that's why I can't do anything.
But I think Sharani also requested everybody to use PC. Today morning she came, and I think she requested everybody. So I don't know. You can check with her if she can help.
Okay.
No, she is suggesting to use the TCS mail ID only, but that also won't work for few steps. So we can't work on labs because lab need full access.
You can open that Microsoft Azure Pass.com. No, I can see some screener website or something.
Wait. So it's a www.
Microsoft Azure Pass.com, which you follow the steps now. Can you check that?
Yeah, Microsoft
Azure Pass.com.
This one, right? Need to start.
Yeah, correct.
Start.
Yeah, this is your new Outlook ID.
Yes.
Yeah, click on the confirm Microsoft account. You already redeemed these steps before, right?
Yes.
Then why it is asking again? Can you apply the promo code and then check? I think
Yes,
when you apply the promo code, you double check the email ID, as I told you.
Yeah, I check, right? Yes.
Okay, then why it is asking another promo code? It should not. See, when that email ID having promo code, it should not ask again actually.
So
okay,
can
anyway, you provide the same promo code and then try.
Maybe he's not completed all the steps, I think.
Yeah,
No, I completed all the.
I also face the same issue.
You provide the promo code. Let us see.
I mean, are you guys completed till the end step like a password and a username and personal details, everything?
Yeah, see, this is the promo code, right? QCE456.
No, I don't know. Whatever promo code you have, that you check it, copy paste it, then check.
Yeah, yesterday you sent us a list, right? Against my name, I'm using that promo code only.
That is fine. Whatever the promo code which ZaranTech support team allocated to you, you can use that, no problem.
Yeah, CFS1 CQPXI JB8. Okay, and here input need to enter this captcha, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can enter that YS3W.
W is small, I think small, right?
Capital.
Okay. And need to submit, right?
Yes.
You have already redeemed this promo code. If you need to
now directly you can open portal.
Better to go to your Azure account portal.
This Yogesh, this promo code, I think you already redeemed with some email ID. That email ID you should check.
Yeah, see this email ID only.
So can you click on the subscription link here? Subscription click
portal.
here.
I think
and Azure portal.
You need to try to log in directly.
Here only, right?
Yeah.
Go to portal and check your balance.
Check your subscription, whether subscriptions you have or not. That we have to check.
Yeah, means login successfully.
Yeah,
means
yes.
Created already.
No, but subscription. You have to go to subscription menu above. In the search bar.
You can
maybe
see
later.
Skip.
Click on maybe later.
Click maybe later.
Okay.
There is a search bar above.
Here.
Yes. Type subscription. Click. Yellow icon.
This one.
No, you don't have subscription. So I think you redeem that promo code with some other ID and you forget. And today, please complete your pending labs. Please complete your pending labs. Please refer that DP203 learning path.
So that's it, right? Like, so we can log off.
Then we'll be ending the meeting, or if anyone has any concern, you guys can let us know.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.